It's minicamp and OTA season, and today we're looking at the Commanders and getting a good look at Jayden Daniels. We're going to watch him throw the rock around, work through some drills and everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at clips from rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs, training camp, workouts in between, so you can see what your rookies are doing, your veterans, those storylines, those quarterback battles, those guys you're drafting in your fantasy team. Whatever it is, it'll be here. Click that button. Stop missing out on your players. But we're looking at Jayden Daniels today. 2 minutes and 11 seconds of clips. We'll run through this. Looping as the one thing that's been put on notice. You'll kind of see a little bit in the clips, but it's there. It's there. There's just one clip going around social media that's been semi-viral, going over the difference from last year at this time to this year. It is noticeable. But we had a good season last year as a rookie. We're very accurate downfield. We're aggressive pushing the ball downfield. There's us just screwing around at practice. That's how things are sometimes. Now here we go. Tossing the ball around. Pitch and catch should look like pitch and catch. Here's another one. Stepping back. Getting it out. Boom. Good command of the offense. We're going into year 2. Looking to get some more this year. Getting it out there. Him with the other quarterbacks. I think there we are. Boom. Getting it out there. If you see anything else you notice from any of the players, feel free to point that out. There we are. We added Deebo Samuel this year. So him and Terry McLaurin got some good vets. Some good receiving threats are underneath and now up top. With Terry McLaurin up top and Deebo underneath. And last year, just came into his own. And at LSU, you saw that. You saw him push it downfield. Good and accurate downfield. There's Deebo right there. Looking thick. Turns into a running back after the catch. That's going to be huge for them. If he can stay healthy, that's going to be huge for the Commanders. Another ad for them was Krosky Merritt in the draft. A late-round running back prospect where if injuries hit this running back depth chart again, they got a prospect that can take over. You see McCaffrey there in the background. Looking at another second-year player that could take a step forward. This is a quarterback here with a strong arm that's accurate downfield. That is the main thing to take note on. On top of that, we were on notice as a draft candidate early in his college career over at Arizona State. He was a recruiting prospect we were paying attention to. Arizona State, he kind of buzzed up a little bit. He broke out a little bit. And then it got quiet. Then we transferred to LSU. Then that first year at LSU, we showed off a little bit. Then the next year, we put the stamp on things. That's what happens. Then we go in the NFL draft, first round, Commanders. A lot of people said he was too thin. A lot of people questioned him. And then we get into the season, and we start blowing up. The main trait I like about him, and I said it a few times already in this video, it's that accuracy downfield. Pushes it downfield. That is one thing I like in a quarterback, is an aggressive quarterback, strong arm, that throws accurate balls downfield, because when you got to get a big play to happen, if you're good at doing that, then the odds is more in your favor. If that's in your skill set of pushing it deep downfield, being aggressive with it, and converting, that is going to help you out. And then the marination with Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin had a good season last year. Had a slower first couple weeks, and people were wondering where it was at, and then all of a sudden took off, like bam. And there was like a little ramp up for the offense. And then it happened. Now we're looking at a quarterback here that's poised going into year 2. Now the question is, and it may just be a narrative that fans have, like, since defenses have more tape on him and the offense, are they going to be able to adjust? Or is Jayden Daniels going to take a step forward, make his adjustments, and it's just going to continue to progress and get better? Maybe, considering not everything completely trends up completely, and we ball downfield. We got talent around them. 2 good running backs, 2 veterans back there. We added one in the draft. We got 2 good veteran wide receivers. We added more talent there. Noah Brown's back. Noah Brown, not a hero on the team, but a guy that bounces around the league and has a small moments. And that small moment's always just a few games with a few extra targets where you're like, oh, he's still here. Noah Brown's a good role player for any team. And this is a depth chart here to pay attention to. Michael Gallup on the back end of this roster trying to make a comeback. What if he takes a step forward as a role player, helping him out? That's something else to look at. There's some interesting facets on this team here that could allow him to just take that next step forward. We got Sennett there. What if he takes a step forward at tight end? And now we got him and Ertz. And what if he usurps Ertz in training camp? What if that happens? We don't know, but what if that happens? There's a lot of things to look at here. You do have Ertz, though. He's a mainstay. He's a cornerstone tight end. Been solid throughout his career with multiple different teams now. And now he's looking for another year here with the Commanders, just plugging away. This is a team that is looking to take a step forward with their young quarterback who's also gelling in this offense. And you can't make the mistake that he's not gelling in this offense. He had one of the better rookie seasons that you'll see from a quarterback. And the arm talent's there. The accuracy downfield is there. And that's really what's going to help this team move forward. They're going to facilitate the rock well at the quarterback position. And I think Jayden Daniels, like a lot of people know, has a ton of upside. Now we got to build around him. We got to start stacking some wins. We got to start getting the right pieces in place. But superstar quarterback, can he do that? Because right now we're up there. We're up there as one of the top young talents. And I say that, and some of you guys may watch this and be like, he already is. However, I talk about other players, and I start bringing him up, and he still gets discounted in the comment section. So that being said, we have to get to the point where we're more undeniable. Like, no one's sitting there saying this stuff about Patrick Mahomes or other top quarterbacks. Can we get to that level? I think there's a tremendous possibility for that. I think the talent's there. I think the arm talent's there, the accuracy, how quick he can adapt to things. I think this is a tremendous quarterback prospect that can put the Commanders on his shoulders. He's got tons of upside. For fantasy football purposes, you're looking at him in redraft. You're looking at these quarterbacks out of value versus the other position groups. When super flex, especially dynasty, too expensive. Value's through the roof. He's expensive play that you're putting some chips on. Maybe you're hoping the value takes a little hit, but even if it does, the managers who have him on their team right now, they ain't trading him away. Nobody's trading him away. You're not catching him on a discount. You're going to have to get very creative if it can even happen. If you're looking at him in startup drafts, that's about the only way you can get him, and you're going to have to pay up to do so. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.